Hey everyone, welcome back to Alf's Mustang Garage. Today we're back on our 289 engine rebuild, and today's video is going to be pretty quick and simple. We're going to put valve covers on today. Okay, if you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It does help us to make more videos, which is helpful for you guys. If you find the video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Those little things go a long way. So, biggest thing I want to kind of touch on when it comes to installing valve covers, the type of gasket is huge. I love these Pro. I can't remember what they call these. It's like a perma mold or something like that gasket. But it's like got the metal core into it along with the rubber. I don't like using cork. I don't like using rubber. There's the part number on that one for you. So that's the small block. 289, 260, 302, 351. So it does say cover side on there. So that's the side that's going to match up to the valve cover like that. We're going to install this with no silicone and just bolt her up. Make sure she's clean if you're reusing. If it's new, also make sure it's clean. Okay, so we're just going to keep this kind of just nice old school chrome. That's what he had on this engine when he came in, and that's what we're going to use. Okay, so I have my bolts ready. I do kind of like these little load spreaders. You know, kind of depends on the type of valve cover you're using. But they're kind of helpful just to kind of like spread that load out around and make sure everything's going to seal nice and even. So I guess I can use this. That's a little more helpful. I can only get 3 load spreaders on the bottom and 1 on the top. They do make some little corner ones as well that you can do, but we're just gonna put just regular bolts in and she'll probably be just fine. Okay, once you have all your bolts started, there is a torque spec on this. Something like a valve cover and different bolts nowadays and the load spreaders and everything. I do this by feel. I just kind of crisscross around and make sure she's down nice and even, and I'm just gonna feel it. Like there's a certain like process to this, and you gotta like pay attention and slow down and just kind of feel the bolt. You'll feel it tightening, and you'll also feel a difference if it's twisting the head off or stretching. So whatever the book is on this, such a small bolt, really small. I can't imagine it's anything more than 8 foot-pounds, but that on a valve cover, it's not a cylinder head. You're not trying to seal a combustion chamber. You're just trying to make sure oil doesn't come out. So just snug them until they feel good. And it's hard to describe over the video, but that's just kind of what I do, because 8 foot-pounds may be too tight for the particular setup you're using. So, okay, so once you have that all down and tight, and you feel comfortable with that, like it should be good to go. Repeat on the other side. Again, these particular valve cover gaskets are marked cover side. Put that on. And just like that, throw her on, get our bolts, This actually might be like a little easier with these kind of gaskets to get your bolt like kind of started first. And if you're using load spreaders, like, you want to be really careful. See how there's like a gap right there and you only have like a couple threads exposed? Like, that's kind of dangerous. You can just kind of like strip your bowl out really easily. But you want to go nice and slow, and like the load spreader will kind of do its job and kind of come down and put the load all around. So thank you, hand number 3. Sometimes you just need a third hand, kind of get things where they need to be. So what we went ahead and did, because that bolt was so short and there wasn't very many threads sticking out, is we just went ahead and got just a slightly longer bolt, because it's kind of like a little too short of threads to kind of, feel comfortable with. So make sure your bolt length is good depending on what kind of setup you're doing here. So, but other than that, shouldn't be a whole lot to installing valve covers. So I just kind of like to emphasize the type of gasket I like to use. Those are very nice gaskets. And take your time. Don't worry about the torque spec on this, dude. It's just not gonna be that big of a deal. So torquing on a cylinder head, a little different, but valve covers, I do this all by feel. So anyways, I hope this video is helpful. If it is, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because it does help us to make more videos which are helpful for you guys. So as always, appreciate you being here, and we'll catch you next time.